The 2025 NFL Draft is in the books. If you liked our NFL Draft coverage, first off, thank you. We are sickos. We're live for all these different channels, all these picks, all these hours spent in it. Glad you guys liked it if you did. If so, can you help us out by showing it? Like today's video for me, please and thank you. Let's go team by team. Give out some grades for all 32 teams in this year's NFL Draft. I'll be honest, I didn't love the Walter Nolan pick. I have concerns there with inconsistencies. The rest of Arizona's picks, I actually like them a lot. I love the Will Johnson selection. Jordan Birch was proper value. Cody Simon's a little bit early. I think Denzel Burke out of Ohio State, Hayden Connor, right where they should have gone, could be contributors. Keaton Crawford, 7th rounder, not as important. This guy could be a special team stud, though, in the NFL. The Falcons, I am very conflicted. I like all 5 players that they took. I think Jalen Walker's going to be a good player. I think James Pierce has upside. Love Xavier Watts. I love Billy Bowman. Those were great value picks. Did you need 2 edges? Probably. Did you need 2 safeties? Maybe not. Is Billy Bowman going to be a nickel for you? I'm curious how that all plays out. Jack Nelson was a fine pick in the 7th round as well. The class this year is solid. Going to sting next year with no first-round pick. And James Pierce better be good to justify what they gave up to get him. The Ravens, they always... I can't recall last time I gave less than an A- to the Baltimore Ravens in a draft grade. I always love what they do. Malachi Starks was the most classic Ravens pick. Mike Green was a pick, if you trust the character, which is a real red flag, by the way. Emory Jones Jr. was a bit early, but I think he could end up emerging as a guard. Teddy Buchanan was a fun value pick. Carson Vincent needs work, but the Ravens do good jobs with that. I wouldn't be surprised if they delivered. Blakone out of Western Michigan has some talent. I hated taking a kicker. They're kickers. I don't like that, but so be it. LeJonte Wester out of Colorado could be a fun gadget player. Love the last 3 picks. Aeneas Peebles is I think an undervalued player overall. Robert Longerbeam out of Rutgers is a good player, and Garrett Dellinger could also taking 2 LSU offensive linemen. I don't hate it at all. The Bills, I'm going to give them an A. I didn't love the TJ Sanders pick. I thought it was a little bit early. I thought they cooked on day 3, though. Maxwell Harrison's going to be I love his attitude. He's such a good, psycho corner, which I think you need to have that mindset there. Sanders was a touch early, but the DTs kind of went pretty early overall. Landon Jackson, the edge out of Arkansas, was an impactful pick. Deion Walker, I am scare-roused by him, but he could be so good. Love the gamble there in the 4th round. Jordan Hancock's going to be a great nickel option, I think. Jackson Hawes can do some fun blocking stuff. Bills fans, he reminds me of Tommy Sweeney athletically, so that kind of worked out pretty funnily there. Dorian Strong, Chase Lunt were great value picks. I had a fringe top 100 grade on Dorian Strong. Lunt was a 5th rounder. Prather in the 7th, whatever it's the 7th, it's not the end of the world. That actually works out, I think, pretty well in the end. So Caden Prather, round 7, 240 there out of Maryland. Look, appreciate everyone who has subbed over the past 3 days. We will have more coverage for you. UDFA tracker tomorrow. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/chatsportstv for more free NFL YouTube videos. Let's go to Carolina. Hey, I like Tetairoa McMillan. Not everyone did. I was a big fan. I like that pick in round 1. I actually kind of dig double dipping on Nick Scorton and Princely Umanmielen. I like Umanmielen a lot there at 77. I don't understand why they took another running back. That was weird to me. You have Hubbard, you have Rico Dowdle, you drafted Jonathan Brooks. 4th on ETN was weird to me. I do like Lathan Ransom. I think Cam Jackson, can be a good nose guard for you. Mitchell Evans, the tight end, could end up emerging as a starter, I think, down the line for Carolina. I think there is some talent there, at least a really good number 2 tight end. Jimmy Horn is the opposite of Tetairoa McMillan, so I kind of don't mind double dipping on that one, having some fun there. The Bears, I went back and forth on B+, A-. Colston Love, I think, is a good fit for them. I had Warren higher, but I know not everyone did. That was not a surprise pick for the Bears. Love Luther Burden. Love him. I think he could end up being a super early round pick there. Ozzie Trapillo out of Boston College, I think will eventually emerge as a starter. I had a 3rd on him. He went late 2nd there. Shamar Turner, I didn't love that pick. Ruben Hippolyte, I thought was a pretty big reach. I do like Za Frazier. Like that pick out of UTSA. Luke Newman, it's 6th round, 200 is fine. Kyle Monungai's a fun fit at running back, actually. So DeAndre Swift fantasy owners rejoice. You get to have more success and more time there with DeAndre Swift. The Bengals. In years past, I've given out pretty good grades. I'll be honest, I don't get it. Shamar Stewart was about the right value. That's fine. Upside edge, I get it. 2 linebackers when I think you had bigger needs than adding a number 3 linebacker. When you signed Oren Burks already, kind of handle that role. My uncle and dad are huge Bengals fans. They were like, "Who the hell is Demetrius Knight?" I think Dylan Fairchild's a fine pick. He'll probably emerge as a starter sooner than later. Jalen Rivers, I think there's some good flexibility there, but you needed all that defensive help. You didn't take a single secondary player. I just didn't like what the Bengals did. I'm sorry. The Browns. What an adventure for Cleveland. They're going to take Travis Hunter. We all thought that. Everyone thought that. No, they trade down. The future one could be a lot of fun next year for them. They get Mason Graham at round 1, pick 5. Carson Schwessinger, Quinshawn Judkins, Harold Fannin. Okay, I like what we're doing here. You double dip at running back, which I thought was weird, and you double dip at quarterback. Just take Shedeur at 94 if you're going to do that. I honestly don't get the Dylan Gabriel pick. I think Shedeur is vastly better as a prospect. I don't think it's close. To only take 2 defensive players, then go 2 running backs and 2 quarterbacks was kind of weird asset management. Lack of receivers I kind of found a little bit surprising, but if Shedeur or Dylan Gabriel are good, it's an A+, right? The Cowboys, the lack of a receiver certainly hurts. I know everyone wanted the Cowboys to get a receiver early. They did not take one, period, which once you got to the 5th round, it didn't matter. B+ for me. Booker was early. But I think if you took the first 3 picks of everybody, ignore the positional values and needs and everything, that's up there. Those were all top 40 guys for me. To get 3 of them is pretty unusual with a 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd round pick. Donovan Izaraku is going to be a great player opposite Micah Parsons. Savone Revel, if healthy, would have been a 1st round pick. Jaden Blue brings much needed explosiveness to a backfield that does not have it. Shamar James was a little bit early for me. Ajani Cornelius. Jay Toia out of UCLA is fatty, and I'm a fatty's only creator for the Cowboys. I love it. Phil Maffa's like the opposite of Jaden Blue. All you got to do is genetically splice Jaden Blue and Phil Maffa to create a 234-pound, 4.38 running back. If Jerry cared about winning, he would do that. Tommy Akambasute out of Maryland was the final pick there. All right, I want you guys to shout out your favorite team and grade their draft for me. Favorite team, let me know in the comments section of today's show. Let's go to Denver, and I'll try to go quick so we're not taking too long here. But I got excited. Love the Jahdae Barron pick. It was a value pick for Denver. R.J. Harvey is super fun for me. I didn't love Pat Bryant. I didn't love Savion Jones. Those were earlier picks for me. I despise taking a punter. I don't like doing that. Just sign one. It's a punter. If you have to use them a lot, you're bad. That's a you problem. Quay Robinson out of Alabama, I think is a really intriguing young developmental upside pick. I actually like that one a lot. Caleb Lohner was a basketball player at Utah. Caught 4 passes, I think, at Utah. All were touchdowns. So, I'm sure Sean's like, I can make him into my Jimmy Graham type of deal. Excuse me. Today's show is made possible by Chubbies. April is here. Getting nice weather out, getting warmer. Let those thighs breathe. Whether you're playing around a golf with the fellas, hitting up a beer garden, or an actual garden, maybe with a significant other, Chubbies has you covered for all the good vibes that the warm weather brings. It's not just shorts, although the iconic original stretch shorts, of course, make them in 7-inch inseams, 5.5-inch inseams, 4-inch inseams as well if you don't skip leg day. They've also got the performance polos. You're cooking with gas when you pair those two together. They are fantastic. They look great. They feel good. I'm a big believer in look good, feel good, play good, or do work good, or spit game good, whatever it is. Chubbies has you covered. Whether you're getting dressed for your workday, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubbies delivers. For a limited time, 20% off your order with code CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. That's CHAT at chubbyshorts.com/chat. Support our show. Tell them we sent you. And take care of yourself this summer and get some awesome Chubby's lines. Detroit Lions coming up here. I struggle with this one. Some of the picks I love, some I didn't. I think Tyler Williams is. This feels like almost a take your medicine draft. You get the run-stopping defensive tackle, a good offensive guard in Tate Ratledge. I don't understand the Isaac DeSlaw pick. I don't see it. I think that's all upside, and I don't like the value there. Miles Frazier was great value there. Did you need two guards? I don't know. Ahmad Hassanin out of Boise State, the first Egyptian player ever to play in the NFL. Congrats to him. Worth a 6th-round pick, too. Dan Jackson will be a core special teamer. Dominic Lovett took DeSlaw. You need both. I'm not convinced on it. Kind of true with the Green Bay Packers. I like the Matthew Golden pick a lot. I think that was great. You need someone to help you beat man coverage. Boom. There you go. The other two picks on day 2 were weird to me. Anthony Belton, I think that's early for him. But the Packers always develop offensive linemen. So look out. He might be great. Savion Williams is a gadget guy to me. He's like Cordero Patterson, but taller. And I have a gadget guy in Jaden Reed. So how am I going to... Matt LaFleur can make it work. I think you kind of have a shorter version in Jaden Reed. I thought they kind of cooked on day 3, though. Baron Sorrell was an awesome pick. He was also in Green Bay for some reason. That was an electric moment for them. Colin Oliver, I think, might be an edge, too. He's kind of a tweener, but he's fun. Warren Brinson gives them some size. And then, 7th-round picks. Houston here. I'll give them a beat. I actually kind of like taking both Iowa State receivers. I had Jalen Noel higher, but you got both, so who really cares? Flip them, it's value there. Ariante Ursary makes sense. Play tackle, play guard. The Texans are addicted to drafting guys that I think are best at nickel. That's Jalen Smith out of USC. It was early for me, though. Woody Marks was early as well. I thought Jalen Reed was great value, another safety. I didn't really get the Graham Mertz pick. I think that you got 3 potential starters, though, early in Higgins, Ursary, and Knoll, and I think there's some upside with some other picks. So I didn't hate it. Just, B is good for me. A is great. And I got an A with the Indianapolis Colts. Tyler Warren, round 1, my favorite round 1 pick. I thought JT Tuimoloau in the second was solid value. I didn't like the Justin Wally pick. That was actually one of my least favorite day 2 picks. The rest of it, I think they cooked, man. Jalen Travis. Love that fit in Indy. Give him time to develop. He could become a starter. Thought DJ Giddens in the 5th. I had a top 100 grade on him. Awesome value. Riley Leonard actually fits pretty well as the Sam Ellinger replacement as the number 3 QB because he can run too. He reminds me of Daniel Jones. So you got 3 guys that can be mobile players. Tim Smith in the 6th. No complaints there. Thought Hunter Wohler was a nice 7th-round selection as well. Who is your biggest NFL draft winner? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Could be player or team, but sound off. Jacksonville, going to sting next year with no first-round pick, frankly. But you also got Travis Hunter, and that's super fun. The next 2 picks, Caleb Ransaw, I thought was early. When you have corners, you have 3 guys, and you can play Travis Hunter. Is he a safety for you, or you move someone to safety? I don't know what the plan there is when Hunter's going to be a lot of receiver for Jacksonville. I thought that was kind of a weird asset allocation, which is an issue I have overall here. Wyatt Millum, I think could become a starter. No complaints there. Love the Bashal Tutin pick. I think he is awesome. He's an explosive football player. He's going to be, I think, a key piece. I wonder what this means for Travis Etienne because they also double-dipped the running back, which I thought was weird. But it's also a 7th, so who cares? Jack Kaiser, Jalen McLeod, linebackers back-to-back there. Rayon Lane will be a core special teamer. Jonah Monhai might become a backup center for you. And then they also took LaQuint Allen in the 7th, which as a 3rd down back is kind of, you already have that, I think, in maybe Tutin. So I wonder what that means long-term for the backs in Jacksonville. But value was good for Allen. So the Chiefs, this was one of my favorite draft classes. I think Josh Simmons at 32 was that's just perfect. Don't rush him back from injury. Give him time. He'll be a good player. Omar Norman Lott was early. Ashton Gelati was at Louisville. The edge rusher was about the right range for me. I love the Noel Williams pick. These are 3 of my favorite picks on day 3, too. Jalen Royals, love his game out of Utah State. Jeffrey Bassa, I had a high grade on. Royals for me was top 70. Jeffrey Bassa was 102. Rashard Smith was 127. All incredible value there for KC. Great draft by the Chiefs again. The Raiders. I do like the Ashton Genty pick. That was my number 3 player. Lead with him. Jack Besh will block well as a receiver. He's a dog. He's just a football player. Darian Porter's got immense upside, needs time for it. I think Caleb Rogers can emerge as a starter at guard. Charles Grant is a developmental piece at tackle, probably on the right side opposite Colton Miller. I didn't love Dante Thornton or Tonka Hemingway. Hemingway's too much of a tweener for me. Thornton is, that's Al Davis pick right there, man. Take the big, tall, fast guy. I actually had J.J. Pegues ahead of Tonka Hemingway. He's probably more of a nose guard. Could do some fullback stuff for you, too. Super fun there. Touchdown, Tommy Mellott. I loved it. He's so much fun. He's going to be a receiver in the NFL. Needs time to develop, but he could be a fun slot and some gadgety stuff. Turn value, I think. Cam Miller was an interesting backup pick there. See if he stays at QB. Cody Lindenberg, good value, too. Chargers at an A for me. I thought maybe a little bit early on Jamari Caldwell. Not a lot, but these are all just really good picks. Marion Hampton's going to be a stud. Love Trey Harris's fit. Caldwell's a great run stopper. Kyle Kennard, if you flipped Caldwell and Kennard, people are over the moon, I think, for some people out there. Great value for Kennard there at 125. Keandre Lambert-Smith, that was good value. Aronde Gadsden, I think, is like a big slot, but he's a great athlete at tight end. Branson Taylor fits what they want to do as a run blocker. Thought R.J. Mickens was a solid pick. And then Wesley, I think that's how it's pronounced, Bridges in the 7th round as a corner. Developmental upside. He also might be a safety for them. I'm curious where he ends up playing, but I would think corner is the spot there. All right, biggest NFL draft loser. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. One of them is probably the Rams. They only had 6 picks. They're going to profit next year with 2 first-rounders, though, which is super fun. I'm not surprised Terrence Ferguson went so early. Sean McVay finally gets that tight end he's been coveting. Did like the value for Josiah Stewart. I like Jarquez Hunter. Another running back? How many do you need, Sean McVay? That's weird to me. Ty Hamilton was proper value. I actually like the Chris Paul Jr. pick a lot. I don't know why they took another receiver. They have 4 of them they've paid. Just the Rams kind of do some weird stuff, but they'll profit next year with that extra pick in the end. All right, the Miami Dolphins, going to give them a C+ on this one. Kenneth Grant I'm good with. They had 2 picks in the top 140, so that's very light capital. I think double dipping on Grant and Phillips, actually a super good idea. I wasn't as high on Jason Marshall or Dante Trader. I am so confused why this team keeps drafting backs. Stop doing it. Stop it. You don't need Ollie Gordon as your 3rd back, even though he's good. Quinn Ewers, though, is a good backup if you can develop his footwork behind Tua. Minnesota only had 5 picks. They benefited last year from having Dallas Turner and J.J. McCarthy, so they're fine big picture, by the way. But I want to focus on this one here. Donovan Jackson will be a starter, probably at guard for them. Ty Felton was a little bit earlier. I do think Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins is a solid fit. Kobe King can do some fun stuff at linebacker. Backup tight end, okay. Whatever. It's also the 6th round. When you got a pick in the 1st, a pick in the 3rd, and that's it until the 5th round, it's tough to really get high-end impact. And the grades are lower. Patriots, a B. Look, I think Will Campbell can end up being a starter. I hope. If that works, you feel great about it. Henderson was a fun pick in round 2. He's got some explosive playability. Kyle Williams, I think, is a great fit at 69. Everyone type nice. Jared Wilson will become a starter at center. I valued Craig Woodson higher than most. Here's even more so. Josh Farmer, Braden Swinson were fantastic value picks at 140, 37, and 146. Why the hell did you draft a kicker and a long snapper? Why? I don't do long snapper grades. I refuse, or long snapper scouts. I thought Andres Borregales was the top kicker, but like a kicker and a long snapper. Is Bill Belichick back drafting again in New England? What are we doing here? All right, what was the best pick from the entire 2025 NFL draft? I bet we get some Shedeur comments for the best pick and the worst pick, by the way. Well, that's how it goes, right? Best pick, let me know in the comments of today's show. Saints, I thought outside of 1 pick, did a pretty good job. Kelvin Banks, a little bit early, but not a lot. Best offensive lineman left. Sure, I like it. Fills a need there. I hate the Tyler Shuck pick. I hate it. I don't believe in him. Hate it. Vernon Broughton was early for me, but Jonas Sanker, like that one. Danny Stutzman, Quincy Riley, Devin Neal, and even Fadil Diggs in the 7th round were all incredible values for me. And I think the Saints cooked on day 3. And given some of their depth issues, I think that actually could end up working out really well for them. If you believe in Jackson Darts, I think you can make the argument this was the best draft of anybody. I don't believe in Jackson Dart. So if I look stupid in a year, so be it. But even beyond that, Abdul Carter, round 1, number 3. Okay, number 2 player. Alexander at 65, great value. Cam Scatterbo, Tyrone Tracy pairing long term. Oh my God, I love it. Marcus Bowen the 5th was a fantastic value. Thomas Fadone could be a nice backup tight end. Corey Black was a top 200-ish player for me. Great class by the Giants, and it could save jobs if Jackson Dart works out. The Jets, I like it. Day 1 was awesome. Armand Membu, Mason Taylor, Azarie Thomas. I love those picks. I didn't love day 3. Arian Smith is fast, but he can't catch. He's got major drop issues. Maybe he can fix it. Malachi Moore, sorry, producer Chris, was a little bit early for me. Francisco Muaga is a backup linebacker. I did like the Tyler Barron pick there. But day 3 carried it in the end. Philadelphia, I'll say it. Howie did it again. John Campbell, I had a top 15 grade on him. Love it. Makuba was right in that range for me. Ty Robinson, great value. Didn't actually love the Mac McWilliams pick. Double dipping at linebacker makes me wonder what the plan for Jahad Campbell is. Does he play more edge in Philadelphia? Drew Kendall, value pick. Kyle McCord, value pick. Miles Hinton, value pick. Cameron Williams, I think, fell because of medical. I had him as a 77th overall player. Nobody loves Antoine Powell-Ryland more than me that I know. I had him at 64 overall. Howie did it again. Tired of him doing that. Steelers. I guess Eagles fans aren't tired of it, but hey, that's how it goes. Derek Harmon was a logical fit. Caleb Johnson is a logical fit. Jack Sawyer fits them really well as a backup edge rusher. I don't think that means anything about TJ Watt, but hey, Yahweh Black is a run-stopping nose guard. I actually love the Will Howard value pick there. Carson Bruner's dad is a scout, 15 years for Pittsburgh. And I actually think that was a good value pick too, so congrats. The 49ers, I know we're going long. I'm sorry, guys. I see the vision here. There's a lot of good picks for me. I understand the vision. They went 5 straight picks on defense. Mykel Williams, at his best as a run stopper. Alfred Collins, at his best as a run stopper. Nick Martin can fly and make plays when he's kept clean. Upton Stout is a damn good nickel corner. C.J. West is best at a run stopper. They're going to fix that defensive line was the plan. I think Jordan James, Marquise Siegel, Connor Colby stand out as day 3 selections. Guys that fit so well what Kyle Shanahan wants to do in the end. Seattle. Next up here, A-. I am glad that John Schneider took a guard. He had to change his ways. They needed help there. Or he plays center, whatever. Interior offensive lineman. Aggressive move up for Nick Emenwari. I don't hate it, though. Elijah Arroyo could be a nice piece at tight end. Jalen Milroe was super interesting at 92. Super interesting there. Riley Mills might miss the year with an injury, but he's talented. I thought Torrey Horton was one of the best picks in all of the 5th round. Robbie Oots is not my favorite, but it's 5th round. Blocking tight end, it's okay. Bryce Cable at a Kansas, solid pick there. Damian Martinez, John Schneider can't stop himself. Great value, though. I actually love that pick, 223. Ricky White III helps on special teams, 4 block punts this year. All right, worst draft pick. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. We got 4 more teams to get to. Tampa. It's one of my favorite classes, too. Only 6 picks, and I really like almost all of them. Emeka Ibuka. He's going to be a good pro, right where he should have gone, in that range. Benjamin Morrison, Jacob Parrish. Hip injury is a concern. Dog on the outside, going to be a dog at nickel. Love double dipping there. Touch early on David Walker, but I get it. Elijah Roberts might play 5 technique for them. Give them some Anthony Nelson vibes to an extent. Remember him a couple years ago, Bucks guys. And then Tez Johnson, the 7th, was really good value. This ends up being an A or an F if Cam Ward is good or not. There's no in between, right? But for now, I'll give it an A-. Cam Ward was my number 1 QB. Took him at 1. I get it. No complaints. 2nd round grade, but still, he's got upside. Femi Odejo, touch early. Kevin Winston was, I think, a really good value pick. Chimere DK was early, but you redeem yourselves by going Gunnar Helm. Alec A.O. Manor is one of my favorite receivers this year. I love that. DK can do some slot vertical stuff for you. A.O. Manor could be on the outside with Calvin Ridley. Gas, I think, at receiver to an extent. Like the Jackson Slater value pick. Marcus Harris is kind of a nice special teamer, backup corner. Khalil Mullings will be RB3 and be a special teams dog for you. So the role is clear on that front. Finally, Washington. Only 5 picks, so it was a little bit light, but I do like the picks. Josh Connerly, I'm curious who plays guard between him and Brandon Coleman. I like the Trey Amos pick. Thought Jalen Lane was right about the right value. Kane Madrano, that's a special teamer, upside linebacker pick. It's just, you had 29, 61, 128. It was just light. But hey, if you want to add this to the Laramie Tunsil trade, that's an A+, because you got Laramie Tunsil too, right? So Commanders, I thought, again, did a pretty solid job.